Hello.
Hi.
So let's talk about flags. Fun with flags. This is an original.
I don't think we can say fun with flags. Is that copyrighted for
No.
Big Bang Theory?
No, of course it's not. This is a completely original idea. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fun with queer flags.
Okay, fine. We'll say fun with clear with clear.
Clear.
Fun with queer flags. There we go. All right. We'll get into it. There's like 50 flags, though.
I didn't know there was so many. I thought that maybe 20. I didn't think that there was 50.
No.
So this is going to be quite interesting, I think.
It's a bit of a shock when you start going through it, because I thought I was all cultured and clever, and I was like, yeah, I know our community.
Oh, no, I know I'm not cultured or clever. I just didn't realise that there was 50. Yeah.
50 flags. So, in the interest of being, representational and all the rest of it, we're going to go through them. If you're watching on YouTube, we're going to put up the pictures of each flag as we sort of get onto them. And if you're just listening to the podcast, then we'll describe them for you. So we'll start off, we'll do this in alphabetical order. So we'll start off with is it Agrosexual?
That's what I would
ABRO?
say, yeah. I would say that's called Agrosexual.
So the Agrosexual pride flag. So it's dark pink at the bottom, then light pink above that, then white in the middle, then like a light green, and then a dark green on top in stripes. And it says here that an abrosexual person has a fluid sexual orientation and may experience different sexual orientations over time. They may be one sexuality today and another tomorrow. The time frame to change on abrosexual individuals' sexual orientation doesn't matter, and it could be hours or years before they identify as a different sexuality. Okay, so basically they just like switch between, I don't know, whatever sexual preference they feel on that day or on that year, on that week.
That's what it reads like to me. I've never met anybody that identifies in this way.
No.
So it'd be interesting to talk to somebody that identifies
As
in
abrosexual.
in this manner.
Yeah, I agree with you. It says here that the abrosexual flag was created by Mod Chad for Pride Flags for Us, after an anonymous Tumblr user requested it. It's also thought that the flag and the term originated on a DeviantArt in 2013 and later gained recognition on Tumblr. So it came from Tumblr, basically.
Most queer things have come from Tumblr, though, no?
Really?
Yeah, a lot of queer things come from Tumblr. Well, in lesbian world, there's a lot of lesbians that used Tumblr, especially back in early 2000s. So it would make sense to me that if you were going to come up with a new pride flag, that it probably came from an anonymous Tumblr user.
I guess.
As a gay man, you've ever experienced that. But yeah, lesbians used Tumblr a lot.
I've lived a very sheltered gay life. So it said that the colours, obviously we know each colour represents something different on any flag, especially in the gay community, the LGBTQI community. It says here the abrosexual flag is made up of 5 colours. There's a dark green, light green, white, baby pink, and a rich pink from top to bottom. It isn't known why these colours are specifically chosen for the abrosexual flag. One Tumblr user on a page, Abrosexual Learning, shared their interpretation of what the flag colours mean. They said green represents the queer attraction, the fade to white is of the in-between stage of attraction, and then pink is the actual shift itself of attraction. Also, the colours match the watermelon, which could be a fun pun on the fluidity of our orientation. That's cute.
I like that. That is cute. If any of these are wrong, though, you definitely should let us know.
Oh yeah, definitely. We have a Discord. There's going to be links to all of that in the descriptions anyway, so let us know. Next flag, we've got the Agender pride flag. I don't mind this one, but it's a bit dark, isn't it?
It is dark, but it's got like a nice like lime green strip in the middle, so it sort of brightens the flag up.
Right, I mean it's lime green in the middle, and then there's 2 stripes of white, one on top, one on bottom. Then 2 stripes of grey, again one on top, one on bottom, and then 2 stripes of black, one on top and one on bottom. It says that the agender refers to a person who does not identify themselves as having a particular gender. Other words used to describe agender include gender-free, neuterous, gender blank, and genderless. The Agender flag was created in 2014 by Salem X. It has 7 equal-sized horizontal stripes, as the colours that I've just read out. And the Agender flag has 4 colours. Here's what they all mean. Black and white stripes represent a lack of gender. Grey represents semi-genderless. And green represents non-binary. Non-binary. Non-vaginary. Sorry. And green represents non-binary genders. Cute. Okay. So then the next one we've got is the Androgyny pride flag.
It's very bright, this one. I like this one.
It's bright, definitely. So the androgynous person is someone who displays a combination of masculine and feminine characteristics in an ambiguous form. Androgyny may be stated with respect to the biological sex, gender, identity, and/or gender expression. The androgyny flag includes 3 vertical stripes, and on July 24th, 2014, Tumblr used... Again, Tumblr! My God!
I don't know where you were early 2000s, but yeah, lots of queer people were using Tumblr.
I had no idea.
It was like a form of connection and society. It was the only way that they could sort of meet other queer people, apparently. So yeah, they would use Tumblr a lot in forms to connect and like dating and things like that.
I suppose. I mean, when was Facebook first done? Was that like 2004 or something like that? Tumblr was first, I know that, but...
I remember joining Facebook when I was 20, and I think it might have been out a little bit before that. But Facebook was very, very new when I was 20 years old, so that was 14 years ago now.
Oh yeah, I must have been 17 at the time. Yeah. Oh no, I would have been 18.
Tumblr was out around the same time as Facebook. We'd have to do a deep dive into when Facebook and Tumblr both started, but no, I know that Tumblr was used by a lot of queer people in order to connect and dating. If you've ever seen like a bunch of YouTubers, like some of them met through Tumblr.
Right. Interesting. We'll have to do
Sorry, queer YouTubers to be specific, but yeah, they met through Tumblr.
That's gonna have to be our new another podcast. After we've done Fun with Flags, we're gonna have to do like Tumblr, like the gay realm of Tumblr, if it still exists.
I don't think it still exists, no, because people have Facebook now, and there's a lot of queer dating apps and events that go on in the world. So I don't think people use Tumblr as much, but it's definitely something you can look into from the past.
Let's skip back to the androgyny pride flag. So apparently the Tumblr user Save Ferris made the flag, and there are 3 colours on it. So there's pink, which is on the far left-hand side, and this represents femininity and womanhood. And then there's blue on the other side, the right-hand side, which represents masculinity and manhood. And then purple, which represents androgyny, and this is down the centre. Which is a combination of both pink and blue. I like this flag. This one's cool. So we've got the Aromantic pride flag. Aromantics have no interest in the desire for romantic relationships and have been represented by 3 flags in the past few years. The first one had 4 stripes with orange, green, black, and yellow. On this flag, green is the opposite of romance, yellow is for the friendship, orange is for the aromantics, and black is for the alloromantics, who don't subscribe to the traditional boundaries of romance. It isn't known who created this flag or when. And then the next Aromantic pride flag had 5 strips. So this one went over a lot of
It's gone over a lot of redesign.
Yeah, literally. I wonder why. That makes no sense to me. I'm wondering if
I don't know, but if anybody knows, can you let us know why it's gone through so many changes?
Yeah, this is confusing because literally it's like the first one had so many different colours and then they've kind of skipped it out on the second one. So then the second one had black, grey, yellow, light green and dark green. Like many other LGBTQ flags, this one was first created on Tumblr. Here we go again. Tumblr. That's going to be my thing. I'm going to be saying that in my friggin' sleep tonight. The third design is the most recent one and the one which is currently in use now. And this is the one that we've got up on screen. And this one is the dark green on top, white underneath, grey underneath that, and then black at the bottom. It said that the dark green represents aromanticism, light green represents the aromantic spectrum, white represents aesthetic attraction and queer quasi-platonic relationships, grey represents deromantic and grey aromantic people, black represents the sexuality spectrum. So then we've got the asexual pride flag. An asexual person is someone who has no sexual feelings, or they have no sexual desires, or who is not sexually attracted to anyone. Asexual Visibility and Education Network, AVEN, used startup design to create the asexuality flag in 2010. It was chosen as a result of a month-long competition, and on the mood boards to find an ace flag. The movement to create a flag traversed multiple threads and has had 3 distinct polling stages. In the endeavour to incorporate aces outside the forum, polling in the final vote was expanded to other ace communities, including non-English forums. This was a successful move, as it is now widely used around the world. The asexual pride flag is a simple 4-bar design that cleverly avoids references to special symbols like hearts or triangles. The asexuality flag also doesn't reference any nation and fits with the designs of other gender or sexual minorities. It is black on top, grey under that, white under that, and then purple under that. And so the purple represents community, white represents non-asexual allies and partners, grey represents demisexuality or grey asexuality, and then black represents asexuality. We're learning a lot today. You have nothing to say to that. You literally looked at me and was just like nodding your head. Like, yes.
Because I haven't read any of these before, so I'm absorbing all the information.
Very good. So next up we have the bigender pride flag. A bigender person is someone whose sense of personal identity encompasses 2 genders. It literally translates as 2 genders or double gender. And these genders could be male and female, or it could also combine non-binary identities. There are many widely used bigender flags. More than most LGBTQIA identities, which is largely due to accusations around transphobia, amongst other things. So the colours used in the bigender pride flag are pink and blue stripes. These are for presentation and the feeling of identities, either the feminine or the masculine, the androgynous, whatever suits you. The top purple is for all kind of good relationships. The white is for unique bigender experience, how it feels and what it's like. It's also for understanding each other in this community. And the bottom purple is about self-respected pride and being true to yourself. I like the colour of that flag though.
So it's a very pastel-y. Would you say they're pastel-y colours?
Yeah, I'd say they're pastel-y. And quite soft as well. Bisexual pride flag. A bisexual person is someone who is sexually attracted to both men and women. Bisexuality may also be interpreted as a person whose romantic or sexual attraction to people regardless of their sex or gender identity. Michael Page designed the bisexual pride flag in 1998 to give the bisexual community a symbol that was comparable to the gay pride rainbow flag. He aimed to increase visibility towards the bisexual community because bi erasure is a real thing. Still is. The bi flag has 3 colours. Here's what they all mean. So you've got pink, which represents same gender attraction, blue, which represents sexual attraction to the opposite gender, and in the case of non-binary genders, it refers to sexual attraction to a different gender. Then you've got purple, to overlap between pink and blue, which represents sexual attraction to 2 or more genders.
So when you put it like that and you say that the flag is boring, it actually makes sense on the representation scale. So
maybe it's just the colours I don't like.
Maybe you don't like the colours. Maybe you have an aversion to these colours.
Maybe I do. They're just ugly colours. They could have used much nicer ones.
Yeah, but when you read it, it actually makes perfect sense. So
it does. No, it makes 100%
I know other
sense.
colours would represent that, so it doesn't.
No, that's true. I'm going to send Michael Page a copy of the Pantone sheets and see if he can just, add some nicer colours in there. So, now for your favourite one, the Butch lesbian flag.
Do not categorise me into one sub-genre. Not once have I ever identified myself as a butch lesbian.
You don't need to. So, do
not think you're being highly judgmental.
No, not at all. We're related. We're brother and sister. That's the whole point.
I disapprove this message. I'm not okay with this.
No, you're the most feminine woman I've ever met.
I never said that I was feminine, but not once have I ever said that I was a butch lesbian either.
No.
Therefore, please do not put me in a category of your choosing.
Even you couldn't say it without laughing.
You're being a douche.
I'm being a douche. So the Butch lesbian flag, I actually really like this one.
I don't.
Really?
Really.
Why?
Because it's I'm sure we're gonna get onto the colours. But for me it's very like it's yellowy and red, and it's like, I mean, red is the only bit that strikes anger, which resonates with me, but the rest of it is yellow and pretty.
I'm not a Butch lesbian. The only part I like is red, which strikes anger. Right, okay. Don't categorize me. Sure thing.
It's not that, it's the rest of it is like yellow and pretty, and it's like yellow flowers, and I just don't.
Okay. So
I'm not okay with this, people. I'm just not. I feel very attacked.
To explain, in lesbian culture, the word butch indicates a woman whose gender expression and traits present as typically masculine. But being butch is about playing with and questioning traditional binary male and female gender roles and expressions.
Tumblr.
Yeah, this flag was made by Dorian Rutherford, who created it on Tumblr
in 2016.
The first Butch lesbian pride flag, it used shades of blues and purples, and it was created for lesbians who do not identify with the lipstick lesbian flag. Which has a strong feminine overtone, because I believe that one's got a lot of pinks in it, which we'll get to.
Which makes sense for lipstick lesbians to have pink in their flag, but since when does it make sense for a butch lesbian to have yellow in their flag?
Well, actually, it was created by this one in particular, this yellow one, because the first one was Dorian Rutherford, who did more purpley ones. This one, the yellow one, was done by Butch Space, a Tumblr user, and they created this in 2017, and they decided to use shades of orange, which they felt was probably more reflective of the actual term. There isn't actually any description as to why or what the specific orange and yellow colours represent. It's just more that, they felt it had more of an originality to it. They felt it matched their feeing more. And then
if anybody knows why the colours are shades of orange and yellow, can you please let me know? Because I'm very interested to know why these colours were chosen specifically for this flag.
To describe it for those that are listening just on the podcast, it's orange, like a deep orange at the bottom, and then it goes to sort of like a dark yellow, then bright yellow, and then almost like a sort of really bright kind of yellow in the middle. Then it starts going to even deeper shades of orange, and then the final top one is red. So it almost looks a little bit sunsetty.
It does kind of look like a sunset.
Yeah.
Which is pretty and doesn't strike butch lesbian.
Look at
that pretty sunset.
For saying that you are not a butch lesbian, you really do have some strong feelings about this flag. Okay, next one
Go fuck yourself.
So the next one is the Demi pride flag. I had to sort of research this because I'm not going to lie, I'd never heard of what Demi was before.
Neither have I. I've never.
And again, I think this is actually a really interesting point just to sideline quite quickly. You may be part of the LGBTQIA spectrum, you might be part of our community. That doesn't mean you're going to understand or know everything about our community. It's ever evolving, it's ever changing. And that's why we're doing something like this today, which is to hopefully bring to the forefront a little bit more about our community and try and, spread that sort of awareness about it all. Not that we're like saviors, but it's just more that we want to understand it ourselves as well. And we want to sort of get to that point where we can make a difference. So yeah, the demi-boy pride flag. A demi-boy, sometimes known as demi-guy, demi-man, demi-male, or demi-dude person, is a person who identifies...
I love that, demi-dude person.
I know.
That is epic. Oh my god.
They're a person who identifies with aspects of masculinity, regardless of their sex assigned at birth. So it could be anybody. They just identify with the masculinity of what they feel. So on Tumblr, user Transrants designed the demi-boy flag in 2015. However, he didn't explicitly explain the meaning behind the flag. Since then, the community has lovingly adopted this flag, as the demi-boys who now identify with it have assigned some meaning to it. So the meaning of the flag colours is the blue represents manhood or masculinity, and these are two blue lines with a white line in the middle of them. Then you've got the white, which is in the centre, and this represents non-binary or agender identities. And then you've got the two shades of grey that span from there. And then those represent connections and the possibility of more genders rather than two on the binary spectrum. And I really like the flag. It looks really cool. And then we've got, following on from that, demigender pride flag. So a demigender, or demi, half, i.e., is an umbrella term for non-binary gender identities and denotes individuals who feel only a particular connection to a particular gender identity. The term covers demi-boy, demi-girl, along with a variety of other demigender identities. And so this flag is similar to the demi-boy one, actually, but instead of it being blue in the centre...
Are there all anybody that
yellow.
refers to themselves as, is it demi-boy, demigender and demigirl?
Yeah.
All of them are the same colours, it's just that those demi-boy is blue, demigender is yellow and demigirl is pink.
Yeah, so the yellow in the centre for this one, I believe for demigender, the yellow symbolises non-binary gender identities, and again the white is the same, it signifies agender identification. And then you've got demigirl, which is another one, again that's the one where you said just has the pink in the middle of it.
It was designed by the same person but in July 2015 on Tumblr.
On Tumblr again. And yeah, the pink represents womanhood and femininity on this one. So that's pretty cool. They basically just designed 3 flags and it kind of encompasses everyone. Those that feel more of the femininity, those that, represent more of the masculinity, and those that, don't for either, to be honest with you. Those that sort of sit in the middle of it.
I'm not going to lie to you though, I'm a little bit confused. Like, is it not the same as being non-binary or gender fluid?
No.
How? What's the difference?
So a person who identifies as, say, for example, demigirl, they're identifying with aspects of femininity regardless of their sex assigned at birth. So what that effectively means is they are more onto the spectrum of being feminine. They're more onto the spectrum of feeling more in that sort of feminine area rather than being on the masculine side.
Okay, well then let's take out demigirl and demiboy.
Yeah.
Because clearly it doesn't matter about what your birth gender is. That's how you feel. But then the middle flag, which is the demigender flag, would that not fall under the category of being?
I suppose it could fall under the category of those areas, but it's doubtful because if you take a look at the actual demigender, it's someone who feels only partial connection to a particular gender identity. So it's kind of like you wouldn't feel 100% on the feminine side or 100% on the masculine side. You don't fully identify with either of those. You only feel a partial sort of jump into it. Demigender, I suppose, is the umbrella term of demi-boy and demigirl.
Okay.
So then we've got the demisexual pride flag, which is
I like this flag.
unusual. It's different, I think, because there's a giant triangle in it, so it looks almost like an actual. This looks like it could be a country's flag.
It definitely
Yeah, it's white on the top, light grey on the bottom, and there's a purple line that splits the two, and then there's a giant black triangle on the left-hand corner that cuts into the purple line. It literally looks like it could be a country's flag, not gonna lie. So a demisexual is someone who only experiences sexual attraction to people with whom they have a close emotional connection. I was waiting for you to say something there, man.
Because I was thinking the cogs were turning in my head, and I'm like, that's so demisexual is someone who only experiences sexual attraction to people that of whom they have a close emotional connection. So are we talking like best friends?
Sure. Someone that they've had a huge, like, emotional connection to would be someone that they would become sexually attracted to, I suppose.
But doesn't that happen to, like, most people?
No. You could be sexually attracted to somebody and not know a thing about them, as what happens for, say, for instance, me.
I know that, but surely, like, there's a bunch of people out there that have already that have been friends and have an emotional bond with a friend, and they might have thought that there was something more in it, and there wasn't.
But yeah, but
am I going completely off base?
Yeah, because okay. I think you're going off of just you're delving straight into the emotional psyche of people, whereas what this is saying, I just want to
psychoanalyze the world.
You've turned into a psychologist.
Sorry,
no, demisexual is effectively not an easy category, and I don't mean easy in a negative way. What I mean is it's a way of somebody stating that in order for them to find somebody sexually attractive, there has to be an emotional bond. There has to be something between them in order for them to feel that sexual energy. They couldn't just see a person on the street and go, oh, they're really good looking, I want to have sex with them.
Okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad. I'm looking for a deeper meaning.
That's poetry right there. I'm looking for a deeper meaning.
Watched too many episodes of Dickinson.
Sadly, like many LGBTQ flags invented in the internet era, it is unknown who or when this flag was actually created. But we can assume it was created round about 2010. On Tumblr. Yeah, we don't know that, but we're going to guess.
It's not a fact, but I'm just going to guess. It's on Tumblr because about 50% of these flags have come off Tumblr. So
yes.
I'm sticking with Tumblr.
Yeah, I'll stick with Tumblr as well. I didn't know about it. Today I have learnt Tumblr. My God. And it's like, 80,000 years old. So we've got the colours, which represent... Yes! So you've got... But hey, listen, in gay world, that is no joke. So you've got black, which represents asexuality, grey, which represents demisexuality, and white, which represents sexuality. I like it.
You missed the purple. Purple represents community.
Thank you, I wasn't looking. I forgot. Okay, so on the next one... This is obviously
it could only come from the drag community.
I know, right?
Because why wouldn't they have an epic flag?
This is on screen now for anyone watching on YouTube. We'll describe it to you if you're just listening. This is the drag feather pride flag. It is outstanding. You've got basically red triangle.
Expect anything less.
No, same. You've got red triangles that are literally almost that hit the four corners of the flag, and then you've got black and white small triangles which also protrude into the center of the flag. In the center is a golden eagle. It is so cool. So this is obviously the drag feather pride flag. The term drag suggests a performance of masculinity, femininity, or any other forms of drag. And there are actually two drag pride flags. Most people don't know of the earliest one, which is this one. And it was created by Sean Campbell in 1999. And it was called the Feather Pride flag. It has a phoenix. Oh, so not an eagle. It's a phoenix. My mistake. In its centre, which symbolises rebirth and the fires of passion with which the drag community exercises and raises awareness and funds their communities. Oh. I like it. That's got to be one of my favourite flags.
So they don't use this flag anymore?
No, they don't. This is the older one. They've got a new one, which we've got on here as well, which is predominantly used. And I've seen that so many times as well.
What, the new one or this one?
No, the new one. I have never seen this one with the phoenix in the middle of it.
It's
before.
pretty. I like that one.
It's
I
so
think
cool.
that's so far is my favourite.
They need to bring it back.
Definitely. Maybe the Butch lesbians can have this flag.
No? You're like, can we just claim this flag from the drag queens, please, for a moment?
I don't think they'd let us have it, to be honest.
Yeah, probably not. Like, no. Not yours. Okay, so then the next one is the current pride flag, the current drag pride flag. And I like this one just as much as I like the other one, to be honest with you.
No,
Do you not think it's as good?
No. No, I have a thing for phoenixes anyway, so the fact that that's a phoenix in the middle of their flag just makes it even more epic. It doesn't it draws your eye to it, obviously, but I don't know, maybe it's just me. I have a thing for phoenix, and it draws your eye in because it's gold. I don't know.
I suppose it's more striking.
It is more striking
design.
than the actual drag.
Well, this one
flag.
is the newest one, and so this one is lilac on one side, and then you've got blue on the other side, and then white down the middle, and then in the center of it there is effectively a pink crown or tiara, whichever you want to classify it as, which is really quite fitting for a drag queen.
I'm gonna go with crown. It has to be a crown, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say crown as well.
RuPaul drags.
RuPaul drags race. RuPaul drags race.
RuPaul crowns his drag queens. So it's got to be a crown, hasn't it? It can't be a tiara.
True.
Ain't no queen walking around with a tiara, so it's always going to be a crown.
This I know.
Surely.
Listen, I'm sure there's a queen out there called Crystal Tiara, but we'll get into that soon enough. So the second and
Does
more...
she always wear a tiara?
I don't know.
I need to know.
Call her. If she's
I don't
watching.
have her number.
Crystal, if you're watching.
Why would she be watching? It's a podcast.
Damn it. Okay, so the second and now more commonly used drag flag resulted from the Austin International Drag Festival in 2016. It has a crown. There you go. So they've said crown.
It's a crown.
It has a crown and stars along with three vertical stripes. Thankfully, we also know what the drag pride flag colours mean. Purple signifies a passion for drag. White signifies how one's body and face become a blank slate to change and create characters on. Blue signifies self-expression and loyalty. The crown signifies leadership within the community. The stars signify the many forms of drag. That's cool.
The cat has me in like a bear lock, and I can't get my hand out. Ow! Fucking hell.
Speaking of bear lock, we've got the Gay Bear Brotherhood Pride flag.
I like this flag as well.
Why? Is that because there's a giant bear paw print at the top corner?
No.
Would you prefer this to be the Butch lesbian?
Yeah, actually, I think I would. Look at it, it's so manly. I don't know. It just draws my eye in, and it's dark colours. I like dark colours. I don't know. I like it. It's a good flag.
This flag, for those of you listening.
Actually, I think the Butch lesbian flag should be like that, but with a cat paw print on it.
Oh my god. Wow. We're really getting into the stereotyping now, aren't we? So the bottom of the Gay Bear Brotherhood Pride flag is black, and then it's got a grey, then white, then sort of like a dusky yellow, then orange, and then brown. And then there's a bear paw print in the top left corner. It's cool. And there is probably, like what you said, more of a reason for it to have these sort of deeper masculine colours. And
I've seen this flag before. I was already aware of this flag.
I've seen it before, but I didn't know that. I've just seen the colours, but I've not seen the actual bear paw print at the top of it.
Oh no, I've seen it with the bear paw print on it
Yeah.
as well, yeah.
It does make sense though. Although it's hilarious that these are like deeply masculine colours, and there's so very few in the bear community that are like deeply masculine, because they are probably one of the only community that are not afraid to show their femininity. So you've got in gay culture, a bear is a large and often hairier man who projects an image of rugged masculinity. Again, image. The International Bear Brotherhood flag was created to represent the Brotherhood of Bears. I want to join. And was designed by Craig Burns in 1995. His undergraduate degree in psychology involved devising a senior project about the bear culture that had raged since the early 1980s, in which he had first-hand experience, and this flag was a result from this project. The first one which has not come from Tumblr.
It's not the first one that's not come from Tumblr. We've had others that haven't come from Tumblr either. I like the fact that this was designed by somebody that identifies as a bear.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. It has to come from the community some way.
Of course it does, yeah. It has more meaning, and it's... I know that a lot of these have been designed by people that are inside that spectrum or that area. But I actually think this is the oldest flag that we've reviewed, though, 1995.
No, because I think the older one would be that we've reviewed so far.
So yes, far that we've reviewed is this one. It was, with it being designed in 1995. Anything else that we've come across has been 2000s, early 2000s.
Really? Yeah.
So this is So this one's been around for a while.
I suppose it's of its time, though, if you think about it, because obviously, like what we know, the bear scene opened up so long ago. I mean, back in New York,
1980s.
Yeah, exactly.
70s, maybe. Even?
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's so old school in that sense, whereas the other genders, the other sexualities that we're discussing, it's not that they're new, but we've only just discovered terms for them and understanding.
There's only enough. Don't know what that was. Carry on.
So the flag colours are intended to represent the colours of animal bear furs from throughout the world. Not necessarily human skin and or hair colour tones, but the dark brown, the orange rust, the golden yellow, the tan, the white, the grey and the black are all some of the colours included on the flag, along with the bear paw print.
I didn't even realise you got white for a polar bear, black for a black bear, brown for a brown bear. What's the orange? The orange is like a red panda. Is that included? Is that included? They're panda bears,
oh my god. Now I want to literally get a red panda. No, I want to get a red panda suit and then walk into a bear bar and just be like, can I be part?
I've just realised. Is there a grey bear? Sure is. Koala
bears. Yeah.
That makes that flag even more fun.
Okay, so now we've got the gay leather pride flag, and this is cute. Yeah, it's cute, but at the same time confusing, because I suppose... Alright, let me just explain it. It's black and blue in stripes, and then across the centre, which breaks them out, is a white, and then it's got a red love heart in the top left-hand corner. This is cute. This is something that I would wear a t-shirt of, to be honest with you. I don't understand, though, because I don't mean to make this sound terrible, but leather is synonymous with the BDSM world. Right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really put these sort of like love hearts and cute like pinstripes in the same category. So it's a strange sort of mix between the two. I didn't expect this would be what it was.
Does it tell you why there is a love heart in that?
Well, it says here, since the 1990s, the leather subculture has utilised the leather pride flag as a symbol. Tony DeBlaise developed it, and the homosexual leather scene rapidly accepted it. Since then, it's been connected with leather in general, as well as allied communities like the BDSM community. The flag is made up of 9 equal width horizontal stripes. The stripes change between black and royal blue from top to bottom. White is the middle stripe, and a huge red heart appears at the upper left quadrant of the flag. His stated intention was to let the spectator decide how to interpret the colours and symbols.
Oh, so we can come up with our own version
story
of this. Okay, so in that case then, I think leather is traditionally black. Okay. So that would be where the black stripes come from, I guess. I'm not really sure about the dark blue. I think... Let me go with my own experience of people that fully absorbed in the BDSM world, and for people that are outlookers that don't really understand BDSM, maybe it looks kind of scary or strange to other people. So having like a nice little pink heart in there is sort of like, it breaks up what people would suspect is the darkness of BDSM, even though we know that not to be true.
So you think this is more of a way of kind of opening it up and being all like, listen, this may be a kink, this may be BDSM, but the reality is we're not cruelly.
You don't need to be scared of us. Yeah. I think that speaking from when I was younger, obviously, like going down to Manchester Prides and being on Canal Street and stuff, you would often see people wearing BDSM get-up. And as a teenager who didn't have a lot of knowledge about LGBTQ plus people, that can look a little, not necessarily maybe scary to some people, maybe a little bit different, unusual.
Yeah,
so
I suppose
having a flag that's got a nice big pink red heart in it would make you go, oh, it's dark, but they're sweet. Do you know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. That's my interpretation of this. I now know that people that do BDSM are actually very nice people anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's the outward perception, I suppose.
Yeah, my perception of the flag is that black for me would symbolize leather, bondage, that sort of thing. But the pink heart would be basically that they're lovely people. I don't know. that they're nice people, that you don't have to, just because they look a certain way. It's that whole saying, isn't it? Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose so. Well, that kind of doesn't work here. Which I think we have a really nice flag, but don't judge us by our nice flag.
No, when people are dressed up in their BDSM gear and they're all leathered up, don't judge that by, don't judge them by their, they're actually very nice people.
Yeah, I'll take it on that as well.
I don't know if any of that made any sense at all. I feel like I just jumbled out a load of words, and I.
No, I get what you're saying, and it does make sense, to be honest with you. I do understand it. Let us know if you did at home.
I don't even think I understood myself. The takeaway from that is BDSM people are very nice people. Yeah, and I actually quite like your flag. So.
This is the takeaway.
But I didn't know that when I was a teenager, so I apologise.
Okay, we've only got time for one more, and we will continue our fun with flag sessions in others, but we'll finish it on one which I resonate with, and that's going to be the gay man's pride flag.
He's lying.
What, that I don't resonate with it?
I think he resonates more with the bear flag.
I resonate with both. I really like the gay man's pride flag. It's basically a vari colour of blue which goes up into a centred white stripe, and then a vari colour of green which goes up from lighter to darker. It says here that it's another lesser known pride flag is the gay man's flag, but this must have been really old, the information where I got all this from, because I would say it's probably really well known now.
Not to me. I've never seen this before in my life.
Have you never seen this one?
Nope.
Have you seen the lesbian pride flag?
It's a range of different pinks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
There you go then. So I suppose we've seen
this.
our own culture. Yeah, so I suppose we've seen our own categories flag. Category. I'll say gay for 5. Yeah, no. So this modern gay man's pride flag is a reimagining of a previous gay man's pride flag with a variety of blue tones because it employed colours that were stereotypical of the gender binary. This addition was problematic. This new flag incorporates a broader spectrum of LGBTQ men, including transgender, intersex, gender non-conforming males, and others. However, it's fair to say that most gay men prefer to simply use an iteration of the rainbow LGBTQ plus flag that is more representative of the entire queer community. And actually, I agree with that. Like, I wouldn't necessarily walk round with that because I think it's very sort of like disclusionary to everybody else within the community.
I'm not really. I mean, we're going through all these flags, and they're nice flags and they have nice meanings behind them. But personally, the one that will always draw my eye is the pride flag. It will always be the the LGBT progress flag, or the LGBTQ plus progress flag, with the rainbow colours, and the one that's the new one that is inverted with the white and the pink and the black.
Yeah,
That's the one that resonates the most with me. I think that's the one that, for me, is more inclusive of the entire spectrum of the community. So, all these flags are cool and they're fun, and people obviously want them and need them for the representation of their gender identity or their queerness or whatever it might be. But personally, for me, the one that resonates the most will always be the rainbow pride flag with the inversions.
I agree, and it's one of those things where I would never ever in a million years turn around to somebody and say, "Oh, you should just use the pride flag rather."
Use whatever flag you want to use. I'm just saying that personally, for me, the most inclusive flag is that flag.
Yeah, definitely. But then it's like what I also say. I like the fact that each subcategory is, again, I hate that saying of categories, but I suppose it is, you're categorizing something. But I like the fact that each subcategories of sexuality, gender, and identity all have their own flags, because I think that just makes you feel like you're part of a broader community, you're part of something bigger. But yeah, I suppose that if I had to fly a flag, would I fly the gay man's flag, or would I fly the developing flag, the progressive flag of the gay community? It'd be the progressive one. I think it would have to be, in my eyes.
I think it's all well and good having all these different flags that represent different things, and if you resonate with that flag, then please, by all means, fly it as high and as proud as you want to. But for a lot of people, their gender identity or their sexual orientation or anything along those lines is forever progressing and changing, and to stick yourself in one category and with one flag can be too much for some people. So I think it's easier for people to resonate with the progressive pride flag, because it's just inclusive of anybody and everybody.
I agree.
Or at least it is now. It didn't used to be.
It didn't used to be, no. But again, old school things,
We're getting
evolution of time, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So that's all we have time for today. And that's not all 50 flags. There is way more to come. But just before we go, I just want to say that you should really follow us on Twitter. And that's @SureThing, all one word. And then you've also got us on Buy a Coffee. Buy us a coffee, because without coffee, we can't keep this podcast going.
I'll die without coffee. I have at least 6 cups a day.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, you are the coffee addict.
Buy me a coffee to keep me alive.
And you can do that at buymeacoffee.com/ASureThing. Again, all one word. And then we'll have links to everything else, to our Patreon, to our Discord, all in the description sections of this.
And follow us along on YouTube so that you can see all the pictures of the different flags that we've talked about in today's show.
Yeah. Well, that's all we've got. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.